a month away from Errol Spence taking on Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia moving up 2 divisions. You faced Errol Spence in the amateurs. You defeated him. You said in the past that you're willing to give him an opportunity to try to avenge that loss. I want to get your thoughts on how do you break this down? How do you analyze this fight between them two?
From experience, I know that Spence is just a monster. He's strong. He's a freak of nature when it comes to that. And even now, you know, he's elevated his game even more now that he's a professional. You know, getting the right training, the right people behind him to help him out. I can only imagine. I joke around that I still feel one of the punches that he hit me with, and I'm not joking. I mean, this guy is a freak of nature, and if Mikey, I don't know, he has to be really smart in there because Spence will break him down and will hurt him badly.
When you move up in weight, you fighters say that, you know, you feel a difference. He's moving up 2 divisions in weight, and he's taking on someone you said he's a monster.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they have a good game plan. I know that, you know, Mikey's a really smart fighter, so I can see the fight being interesting. But if he tires out or if he lets Spence get off and do his thing, I don't see it ending good for Mikey.
I know you said that you don't.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Boxing Facts for Fiction. I need you to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. Guys, that was an interview of Omar Figueroa. He was fighting at 147, but he's now going down to 140 to face John Molina Jr. And he was asked about the upcoming fight with Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence Jr. Omar Figueroa is a guy that beat Errol Spence Jr. in the amateurs, so he knows a lot about Errol Spence Jr. He said this guy is a freak of nature. He's a monster. He's an animal. He said, I still joke around about the punches he hit me with in the amateurs. I still feel these punches till today. You know, Omar Figueroa is right. Errol Spence is a monster. He is a freak of nature. This is why I don't understand why Mikey Garcia would want to put himself in this predicament. I really want to know why Mikey Garcia would want to be able to endure this punishment, this relentless punishment. I mean, Mikey Garcia will get broken down and taken apart. I kind of feel bad for Mikey Garcia as this fight get closer. I don't know, because I'm a fan of Mikey. Like I said, I'm a fan of Mikey Garcia. And I didn't want to see the guy get punched on and just bullied, ragdolled. But that's exactly what's going to happen in this fight. And we all know this. I mean, whether we want to believe Mikey has a chance or not, but we all should know what's going to happen in this fight. Mikey's going to get bullied for as long as this fight lasts. Now I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a moment of silence and watch Errol Spence go to work. Okay guys, I think you've seen enough already. You see how Errol Spence breaks his man down. You see these these punches. He throws every single punch with the intention to break. It's like he tries to shatter bones. He tries to break every bone in your body. That's how relentless and hard he hits. If you could draw up a devastating body puncher, a devastating attacker from the past, like a Marvin Hagler, there's only one guy in the sport right now you can draw up, and that's Errol Spence Jr. He goes by the name of Errol Spence Jr. He fights like a Marvin Hagler from the past. Errol Spence Jr. is one of those guys that probably could have done great if he was fighting in the times of a Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, or Thomas Hearns, because he has that style to compete with those guys, to be as exciting as those guys. He has the perfect style. He has that fan-pleasing style. He's not a runner. He comes forward and he goes in there to seek and destroy. So fans love a guy like Errol Spence. All racists love Errol Spence Jr. because he puts on an exciting show every time. He goes in there with intention to break his man down and stop him. This is why everybody is a fan of Errol Spence Jr. And the guy is a humble gentleman. He's humble. He lets his hand do the talking. He's very humble. I mean, if you could draw up a perfect boxer or another boxer as good as Triple G was, because Triple G has slowed down, the perfect boxer would be Errol Spence Jr. for the fans. As much as I like Mikey Garcia, as talented as Mikey Garcia is, this is like a suicide mission. Somebody needs to ask Mikey Garcia, how much money is he getting for this fight, for him to be willing to put himself into this type of punishment? Or maybe he's just excited to be in a pay-per-view fight. He could have been in a pay-per-view fight with a Vasily Lomachenko. Or maybe he just didn't want to get embarrassed by a Vasily Lomachenko who's going to dance around him all night. So he'd rather go up and wait. If he loses to the much bigger guy, everybody's going to say, oh, Mikey had heart to do it. A lot of guys didn't want to do it. But Mikey was brave enough to go up 2 weight classes to do it. So I guess this was the better option for him. Instead of losing to a small guy in Vasily Lomachenko, he would rather lose to the big guy in Errol Spence Jr., which doesn't sit well with me. I think he could have made a pay-per-view fight with Vasily Lomachenko. I would have paid for that. Vasily Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia. That's a good pay-per-view fight. There's no need to go up 2 weight classes and put yourself in this predicament, in this amount of danger to get seriously injured. I remember Errol Spence, I always talk about this, but I remember Errol Spence talking to Kell Brook. He told him, he said, man, I'm coming to fight. Just don't run. I want you to stay in the middle of the ring and trade. Errol Spence is one of those guys that like to play tough guy competition. He likes to just throw bombs, see who tires out. That's a dangerous fighter. If a guy is willing to take punches just to give you his best, your best for his best, now that's a fighter, guys. That's a true warrior right there. A savage. A monster, like Omar Figueroa said. A beast. A wrecking ball. He goes by the name of Errol Spence Jr. This is why I feel really bad for Mikey Garcia. I don't know if I told you guys this. I think I have told you guys this. I have stressed this a lot. You guys gotta listen when I say stuff like this. Errol Spence Jr. has put a lot of fear in these welterweights that I heard rumors of guys changing their phone numbers just so Al Heyman doesn't call him to fight Errol Spence Jr. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Errol Spence isn't my favorite fighter based on the fact I like fighters that show some flashiness. Errol Spence doesn't show flashiness as much as I like when it comes to boxing, like a Terrence Crawford. But he gets the job done in excruciating fashion, which is kind of fun pleasing, very pleasing to the eyes, because we like knockouts. But I also like to see the flashy stuff like a Vasyl Lomachenko. Vasyl Lomachenko had power. He'd probably be my favorite fighter. But he doesn't have power. He doesn't go in there and try to knock a guy out. That's why I prefer Terrence Crawford, because he goes in there and try to knock you out. But Vasyl Lomachenko is still one of my favorite fighters. But if Errol Spence, as relentless and destructive as he is, if he has some footworks, if he could box a little bit more, he'd probably be my favorite fighter, because I like his toughness, I like his grit, I like his endurance, I like his non-stop action. Errol Spence give you action 25/8. It's very action-packed when you watch an Errol Spence Jr. fight. It's hard not to like a guy like Errol Spence Jr., man. This is a guy who takes his job very serious. His work ethic is second to none. I mean, he's in the gym all the time. He was hanging out with a guy like Adrian Broner. But then he did an interview saying he don't like Adrian Broner. That had to be one of the funniest interviews I've ever seen. I think he said it like this: I don't like that guy, Adrian Broner. If I'm saying it wrong, somebody correct me in the comment section. But he did an interview saying he doesn't like Adrian Broner because he looks at Adrian Broner like a joke. The guy is a joke, man. Nobody takes that guy serious. His work ethic cannot compare to an Errol Spence Jr. But I agree with Omar Figueroa. I think Errol Spence Jr. is a monster. And if you don't have boxing ability like a Vasyl Lomachenko or a Terrence Crawford, you're in trouble. And Mikey Garcia, despite ring generalship and ring IQ, moving up 2 weight classes is a suicidal mission that won't end very well. Do me a favor, hit that like button.